You guys, welcome back to King Oles. Robert Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles has beaten Paulo Costa via unanimous decision. Good solid fight as well. To be fair, there were a few close rounds. There were close rounds in it. I ended up scoring all three to Whittaker though, but the rounds were close. The rounds were competitive. Costa had moments, but no, I do think Whittaker did enough to take all three, in my opinion. I believe the judges scored it 29-28. Well, two of the judges to Whittaker, then the other just scored it 30-27 to Whittaker. So in round one, look at my notes here from how I was saying it at the end of the round. So round one, Costa started off well, came out really strong with some big head kicks, to be fair, in that first round. But the rest of the round, Whittaker was doing a good job with his jab, showing a decent lead took as well, actually. And Whittaker was really good at being able to counter Costa when he was stepping in. And then Whittaker caught him with some good straight jabs. It was good to see from Whittaker. He was doing a good job with that jab throughout that fight, to be fair. And he was also really beating up that lead leg of Paulo Costa throughout that first round, doing a good job at that, to be fair to Whittaker. So good stuff to see. But at the end of that first round, it probably got Whittaker fans quite worried. Paulo Costa caught Whittaker with a massive spinning heel kick, and it really wobbled Whittaker, but he had that minute to recover at the end of the round. He did recover well from it, and yeah. Round two, I feel like round two was a really clear Whittaker round. That first round, I don't know, like that was probably that's probably the closest, but I feel like Whittaker dominated the majority of that first round. But yeah, round two, I think it was a clear Whittaker round. He was doing a good job with that jab. Costa was walking onto quite a few shots as well. So Whittaker was able to get off a few good combos, and he was doing a good job with that lead hook in this second round as well. And again, really beating up that lead leg of Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa was also going for some leg kicks as well. But it was clear that the more damage was done from Whittaker onto Paulo. But yeah, again, I just thought Paulo was walking onto quite a few of Whittaker's shots. Whittaker was able to catch him a lot with that jab because Costa was just walking straight onto it. So, but yeah, Paulo was trying to take the fight to him, but no, at the end of the day, he was just getting kind of picked apart with that jab a lot of that fight by Whittaker. Round three, again, I think it's a Whittaker round. Whittaker was, he was outlanding Costa. Whittaker did slow down a little bit in that third round, though, so it did give Costa a bit of time to get some, to have some moments. He landed a few good combos. But yeah, I mean, let's be real though. Throughout that fight, Paulo Costa's leg kicks, so unpredictable, not leg kicks, head kicks, really unpredictable and really quick. Whittaker slowed down in the last round, but yeah, Costa was doing good, unpredictable with his attacks at times as well. But I do think Whittaker did enough to take that third round. But good fight. I enjoyed it. Costa did well with the moments that he had. He tried to get Whittaker in trouble. He did have him in trouble in that at the end of that first round. That was definitely the best and cleanest shot that was landed that whole fight. That spinning heel kick from Costa. 100%. That was the cleanest and best shot landed that whole fight. Definitely. What's next for both guys now, though? What is next? Big win for Whittaker after coming in for loss to Duplessis. What is next for Whittaker? Let's have a look at and Costa. Let's have a look at the middleweight rankings, and let's see what could be next if it loads. But yeah, I mean, well, it does. I mean, for Whittaker, I feel like it's an interesting one with him. It is an interesting one with Whittaker. Like, how many wins does Whittaker need now to try and get back into that title picture? It's an interesting one. So I've got the rankings here. Whittaker and Cannonier. I mean, Whittaker's beaten the majority of these guys though at middleweight anyway. Though he doesn't deserve the title shot straight away unless they did, because if they do Dricus versus Izzy, if they do Dricus and Izzy, then Strickland and Whittaker makes sense. That's a fight I love to see, Strickland and Whittaker. Because that's, one we haven't seen yet. Like Whittaker and Adesanya 3. I'm not too bothered about that one, but unless Whittaker and Cannonier rematch, that could be interesting. But I don't know if they do Dricus versus Sean in a rematch, then I don't know what they do with Whittaker. But if they do Izzy and Dricus, then they should do Whittaker and Strickland. That's what they should do. I mean, if they Whittaker and Strickland, I think is a really interesting fight. To be fair, I think that's a really interesting fight. Then we look at for Paulo Costa. I do feel like a rematch with Vittori would be interesting. They had a good first fight. Cannonier and Costa. I don't know. Brendan Allen and Costa, like it's another tough one for Brendan Allen to try and break through into that top 5 with a win over Costa. I mean, that's interesting. Oh wait, no, they're doing Brendan Allen and Vittori though, aren't they? So I don't know what they do for Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa and Jack Manson. I know Costa and Hamza. That's what they do. Costa and Hamza. I still think that's a fight that should be done. Paulo Costa and Hamzat Chimaev. I feel like that's still a fight to make for Costa, even though he took a loss. Like that wasn't a bad loss at all. Like he was in a good. Paulo Costa was in a good competitive fight there. I don't really think there's any shame in that defeat at all. So yeah, stick him in there with Hamzat. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video here. Unless, I don't know, Whittaker and Hamzat, they could do it. I don't know. Interesting. But no, I feel like Whittaker and Strickland could make sense because let's be real. As much as I think Dricus and Strickland should rematch, it's most likely they're going to do Dricus and Izzy, and then it'll be Strickland and Whittaker, and then Chimaev and Costa, because they were originally meant to fight anyway in Abu Dhabi. Anyway, get on this video here. Thanks for watching the video, King. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks for watching. Peace out.